loses her latest appeal over citizenship. Tried to get it overturned. The UK government, or the Court of Appeal, essentially said no, she remains in Syria. What do we make of this?
I think you have to set aside the fact that this is a court ruling on the basis of, was the legal decision correct within the current law? And they have found that it is. They found, unanimously. So there is very little wiggle room in terms of subsequent legal challenge, although I'm sure her lawyers will.
They weren't debating today the details of whether she should or shouldn't. They were debating whether the law was implemented correctly in the first place.
Yeah, did the Home Secretary at the time have the legal right to make the decision that he made? And the court has agreed 3-0. No objections, that yes, he did. Yeah. And that was the right decision.
So am I wrong to think, and I might be a rarity here, Emma, I think she should be back here facing trial in this country?
I don't think I think there's a difference between should we, the security services or whatever, go and fetch her and bring her back? No, I don't think that's a good use of public money. If she were to find her way back to Britain, in my opinion, she's entitled to British citizenship, and therefore she should be then put on trial and treated with whatever sort of security concerns we have around her, whether that's prison or something else. I personally, and this is more of a moral question than a legal judgment, I don't feel like you can strip someone of their British citizenship if they only have British citizenship. She is not a Bangladeshi citizen, even though there are comments, she is entitled to Bangladeshi citizenship through her parents. That's true, but she is not a citizen, and it is against international law to make someone stateless. But in this case, it's been found that the national security concerns relating to her and her being back in this country override that. So
you see, I would have thought that if it's about security concerns, my own thought is that it would be a more secure situation if she was here rather than there. But actually, my overarching point, Emma, is that I don't like the idea that we have kind of obliterated a bit of our own law, bearing in mind a lot of the game that's played internationally and with terror groups and ISIS and the kind of people that she was involved with. We correctly and rightly fly the flag of being a morally superior place. We have democracy, we have a rule of law, and we don't always like it. Everybody has an equal chance. Even if we hate the crime or the individual, everyone has the right to a fair hearing, etc. The idea that we've gone, but in this case, because we hate her so much and she was married to an ISIS bloke who chopped people's heads off, we're going to obliterate our own rules and laws to placate an emotion, which I think is what's at play here.
I think as well there probably is still a chance that she could be used as an advertising tool for ISIS, a recruiting tool. Look at the way she's been treated by Britain, feeding into that sort of narrative.
True.
That's not a reason, I don't think, to bring her back. But like I say, if she found her way back here, I think she should be treated under the British judicial and security services, rather than we've sort of abandoned any responsibility for this girl who is, at the end of the day, a British citizen.
And just a final point, one of the problems, I think, is that if she did come back here and faced a trial, she wouldn't get very much in terms of a sentence. So I think, are the headlines the government don't want to see.